Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take another very quick look here at Zbec because I haven't made an update in like 2 days, and let me just reassure the community that still we're looking at this Stellar Lumens chart back then in 2017, and what we are seeing up until this point is that Zbec has just followed in right there. The last thing that is missing, of course, is this last huge parabolic phase, and we're projecting that Zbec will just follow in just like that. Obviously, at moments like these ones, we have got a little bit of uncertainty and fear as well. So people are second guessing and stuff like that. Let me show you what the charts are saying. But before we start, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It will tell the YouTube algorithm that yes, this video is going to be very short and straight to the point, but it's still very much important. Of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe because I do TA on Zbec and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. And let me also remind you that we have got this campaign that we are doing with Bitunix, the exchange, and you can go ahead and claim up to $1,000 just for using the exchange. Of course, many people don't believe it, but that's exactly what happens while they're just registering on the exchange and confirming your email or your phone number right there gets you like $10 as a starting point. But that's not all right. The more you deposit on the exchange, a quick example, if you deposit up to $2,000, you earn $500. And then of course, the more you trade on the exchange and your volume keeps increasing, you also rewarded up to $500 as well. So all in all, we're looking at $500 plus another $500 to get you to a total of like $1,010 to be much more specific. And the other thing is that this campaigning is coming to an end today. Is also one of the last days. This is ending on the 31st of August, so please make sure that you make use of it before it expires. I have put on the link in the description, and you can go ahead and access it. Register with the exchange Bitunix. It's a fantastic one altogether, but please make sure that you use the referral code UGYY. You will see it in the description right there, because as you can see, this is a Crypto Front community specific event, and the only way they can know that you're coming from this site is that referral code. So that's very, very important right there. Now let me get back to the charts, and we've been talking about this Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Of course, broke out, back tested it, and we're looking to keep going higher here. But more importantly, we have also been talking about, Elliott wave counts. And if I may just remind you of what's happening right there, we are looking at wave 1 from the very bottom. This is wave 2, wave 3 here, and of course wave 4. Then we are looking for the incomplete 5th wave that, even when we look at the structure of the Stellar Lumens chart back in 2017, also is suggesting the same thing right there. So how do we reconcile this, that the price is going down when it should actually be, pushing towards the upside? I mean, that's not the whole story here. The thing is that with the Elliott wave theory, you happen to have waves within waves, right? So our main thesis here is like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. But even within this, each and every single waves, we have got tiny waves. As you can see here, that this wave 1 is also made up of wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, wave 2, A, B, C correction. And we can even take a look at it from a even smaller perspective, that the wave 1 within wave 1 is also made up of 5 waves. So that is the repetition and the cycle that happens right there. So as I've done in previous videos, the thing that I anticipate here is that Zbec, of course, is forming like waves within the wave 5, right? So I would actually go ahead and say this is wave 1 right there, and we're coming to wave 2, which will find a bottom very much soon here before we head out to 3, and then of course 4, and eventually hit our price target here of right around 2.5 cents. And if it also happens that we're very lucky, we're also looking at 5 cents and more than that, right? So if I may just come back to the whole schematic here, remember I'm saying we're in wave 5, and within this wave we've got wave 1, wave 2. I'm saying that we are right here trying to find a bottom so that we can go for wave 3, maybe a corrective wave 4 as well before we head out for the final one. And we can do a little bit of analysis here, which I probably won't do in this video because it ends up confusing a lot of people. But I think this is enough at this point. I may just err at the side of being a little bit nerdy and go on to show you that I would think that, okay, even if we take a very closer look, we can say that this is also wave 1, wave 2, maybe wave 3 here, wave 4, wave 5. So what we are doing currently is an A, B, C correction, which I think has got support very much close here. We're going to be making use of Fibonacci retracement 2s. So let me just go ahead and clear the noise, and from the very bottom here of Fibonacci 2 until the very top, we can see that we are very much approaching an important Fibonacci retracement level here, which is like the 0.618. And in terms of the dollar value for Zbec, we're looking at 0.0037. I think it's a good area that we can see the price bouncing. However, I also look at it technically and say that in terms of like, horizontal resistance and support, we can also see that there has been some kind of traffic until this level here. So it's kind of a range for me between 0.0037 and 0.0034 is where I'm anticipating this whole thing to get supported. Now, we don't usually want to complicate things here on the channel. Remember, down when Zbec was right around like, $74 million in terms of its market cap, we were only making use of like the RSI. But I think this is the structure that we are looking at. I kind of lost my line of thought right there. But what I wanted to say in terms of like this being a potential support between 0.0034 and 0.0037 for Zbec is that the RSI has gotten to levels which we have seen in the past that have held the price high. So this may not be as low as we usually get towards like 30. We're at 38 right now, but we can also see that in some instances, yeah, this 38 mark has been also an area of support. If I may just go ahead and highlight it nice and easy, you can see that, yeah, sometimes you have to bounce right there. Of course, in other situations, you take it just a step lower. But all in all, what you have to understand from this is that one way or the other, support is coming in for Zbec here, for me at least. And looking at that Elliott wave count, I think that eventually, sooner rather than later, we're going to be going for that final parabolic switch. I mean, if we also take a look at elsewhere in the market, this has been the thesis time and again. Now, if we also take a look at the Bitcoin price, which is, a driver in terms of the crypto market, we can see that most of the liquidity is now leading towards the upside, which means more likely than not, the Bitcoin price is going to be headed up once again. And we know that that obviously helps Zbec. So we'll see what eventually happens immediate short term. But I think support is fast approaching and we're going to be going for that final parabolic one. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and I'll see you on the next one. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.